Drawbox.com, Part 1, The Basics, Lesson 0, Getting Started, Changing Your Mindset. Drawbox is rigorous. It is composed of structured exercises, and it involves a lot of work. Some students gravitate towards this kind of course, seeing the structure as something that can hold their hand and tell them exactly what to do until one day they're ready to draw the things they want. I have countless students who shy away from drawing outside of the structure of a lesson plan, who feel that every moment spent drawing should be devoted to the improvement of their skills. They insist to themselves that they are not ready to draw those characters that interest them, to design those robots, or to paint those complicated scenes. They feel they have so much more to learn before they can even attempt it. Many of these students burn out on their own, but those who are able to push themselves all the way through find themselves at the end still feeling the same, like they are far from ready. This mindset is common because we usually seek out a resource like this after attempting to draw something and having it come out badly. I cannot draw, we tell ourselves. Some of us shrug and try something else instead. Others might face this failure, however, and think, I can find someone to teach me. While this latter mentality is certainly better, the overall focus on the result of our drawings is the biggest problem. As small children, this did not hold us back. We didn't focus on the end result, because we didn't know good from bad. We drew because it was fun. Somewhere along the line, we all forgot how to find it fun, especially when all we could show for it was that crappy drawing at the end. Fortunately, we can learn to enjoy drawing again, but it's not an easy thing to do. It requires us to shift our focus from the result of the experience, to truly accept that say I can't draw that. What you really mean is I can't draw it well. There is absolutely nothing wrong with drawing badly. If you're afraid the thing you want to draw is out of your reach, draw it anyway. Even if, and especially if, you hate how it comes out. The most important point I can make here is this: doing something badly does not define who you are. It doesn't say anything about you as a person, and it is not the basis upon which you can reasonably be judged. On the Drawbox Discord chat, we actually have a channel devoted to all the times we've drawn something, and it's come out badly. #Well That Went Poorly is a channel devoted to celebrating the fact that we've drawn something, rather than staring paralyzed at a blank canvas. The channel itself deletes any messages so people can't give each other encouragement or feedback, because that's not the point. We know the drawing came out badly, but we're glad that we drew it anyway. The 50% rule. This brings us to an extremely important rule. At least half of the time you spend drawing must be devoted to drawing purely for its own sake. Not to learn, not to improve, not to develop your skills, not even to apply what you've already learned. There are no restrictions on medium, no specific techniques you must use, no subject you must focus on. Draw the things you draw if you were the most skilled artist in the world. Draw the things your brain insists you're not ready to tackle just yet. The other half of your time consists of whatever lessons, courses, or tutorials you might be following. That can include Drawbox exercises or anything else. Not only does segmenting your time into these halves help you to devote time to learning how to enjoy the act itself, but it also helps us to look at what we're doing with a greater sense of intent. Many students have a habit of doodling on the Drawbox homework as they work through the exercises. This kind of mixing of focus is something I don't want to see. Instead, get your personal doodles and sketches out at their own designated time, and when following along with any course, not just Drawbox, make a point to follow its instructions to the letter. No distractions, no split focus. Ultimately, we all work with different schedules, and most people do not have the freedom to devote hours of each day to drawing. Some might have only 30 minutes a day, or even less. In these cases, I'd recommend alternating the purpose of your sessions, spending the session one day on your exercises/lessons, and the next day's session on drawing for fun. If you catch yourself thinking, oh, but I'm having fun just drawing lines and boxes, then you're missing the point. Overcoming the fear of a blank page. Look, I get it. While the videos above may hit a little close to home in terms of bringing to light specific issues many of you will find in yourselves, that doesn't mean it's an easy thing to tackle. A lot of you will acknowledge the issue, but will still find it too daunting to actually do anything about it. Some will still miss the point that the 50% rule is supposed to be incredibly difficult and frustrating. It's not at first. It forces you to be vulnerable in ways you're not used to. I've been through it too. This video explains how after a full decade of being afraid of the blank pages and canvases before me, I tackled the problem head on. It's a simple exercise, but again, it forces you badly, and so it requires you to go up against your own ego. At the end of the video, I also share a bit of the sketchbook from way back then. Keep in mind I've been drawing for 10 years at this point, but this was before I'd ever learned the kinds of exercises I teach here on Drawbox. Now that we've gotten through the introductory stuff, on the next page we'll discuss what concepts Drawbox focuses on, and what kind of students these lessons have in mind. This page has student-made readings/recordings. They can be helpful for those of you who cannot follow along with the text, or who need live examples for the exercises to follow along with. Just keep in mind that as the lessons themselves are continually being updated and adjusted, the audio recordings may not be completely up to date.
Asrina Radio. Ailey Audio Read.